But the news never stops. And so Trae Yount, after just a couple of days after our Shams Charania reported that he was open to trade discussions, is on the move. Shams reporting just moments ago that the Atlanta Hawks are trading the four-time All-Star to the Washington Wizards for C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert. Notably, Brian, no picks are in this deal. Let's say hello to the man who broke this news, Trae Yount, on his way to the Washington Wizards. Shams, what more can you tell us about how this deal came together?
Malika, Trae Yount wanted to be a Washington Wizard. He believes his long-term future is in Washington, and this is the next step for the Wizards in their development process. Michael Winger, Will Dawkins, the two top Wizards officials, they believe Trae Yount is the next step.
Consider a huge amount for a multi-time All-Star still in his prime, which is an indication of the changing NBA. And I think we're going to see more deals like this. But Washington believes that Trae Yount can be a player that they can build around going forward, and they were willing to, bank a lot on him to do so.
I just want to apologize to our viewers for the audio issues that we're having. Shams Charania is ready, so I'd like to bring him back in now. Shams, are you there? Let's see. One more time. We're working on it with Shams. Shams, what more can you tell us about how this deal came together here for Trae Yount?
This deal came together. Trae Yount wanted to be a Washington Wizard, and the Wizards believe that this is the next step for them as in their development process. Obviously, this is a team that's been in a rebuild the last few years, but bringing in Trae Yount with this young group, Michael Winger, Will Dawkins, the Wizards' two top executives, they feel strongly that bringing Trae Yount in will allow this team to continue to make strides. And Trae Yount has relationships across this organization with Will Dawkins, who was one of the key members of the Oklahoma City Thunder front office when Trae Yount was a star player growing up in Oklahoma. Travis Schlenk, an executive in D.C., he actually drafted Trae Yount in 2018 with the number 5 overall pick. And so Trae Yount is now the face of the Wizards movement. He's going to be their lead guard, their point guard moving forward. He's going to anchor their young talent and the next regime this Wizards team has. And the flip side for the Hawks is they're turning the page on the Trae Yount era. 7+ seasons Trae Yount spent in Atlanta as the face of that organization. But they've clearly turned the page with Jalen Johnson moving forward. And this is a group that's starting to play more toward their depth, their wings. And they believe C.J. McCollum is a shooter, is going to be the perfect veteran player as a plug-and-play starter, reserve player for Quinn Snyder. But the biggest thing, Malika, is also this has a major impact on the upcoming trade market, specifically with Anthony Davis. He is a prime trade target of the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks believe that making this Trae Yount deal allows them to pursue a player with a large, significant salary like an Anthony Davis over the next several months.
So one chapter ends and another begins for Trae Yount, now with the Washington Wizards and with the Atlanta Hawks moving on with this new young nucleus. Shams, thank you so very much for your reporting and for your insight there. Perk, real quick, your thoughts on this trade?
Well, I actually love it for the Hawks because Jalen Johnson is a young superstar in the making. He's almost averaging a 20-point triple-double on the season. For Trae Yount, he get a fresh start. And he goes to a situation where he's going to continue to put up numbers. He's going to continue to, he's going to put butts in seats because he's exciting to watch. I don't know too much about competing for a championship, but he damn sure go get his lettuce over there.
Obviously a great pickup for Washington. Jalen Johnson does become the face of that franchise. But I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker, how well he played for Atlanta, made Quinn Snyder and the powers that be in Atlanta say, you know what, we can move Trae Yount and give ourselves a chance. C.J. McCollum, very happy for him. Class act. Have a chance to go and play for something competitive.
Well, Trae Yount on his way, the end of an era after 8 years with Atlanta, to be with the Washington Wizards. The news never stops, but neither do the games. The Lakers and the San Antonio Spurs. That's coming up next. We will see you at halftime.
In points and assists per game. Big reason why the Celtics are sitting second in the East. Even despite their relatively low expectations, they got no Tatum, no Porzingis, Horford, or Drew Holiday. Celtics posting a higher offensive efficiency this season than in their title-winning campaign 2 years ago. NBA champ Kendrick Perkins here to break it all down for us. K-Perk here. Boston sitting second in the East. The door is not shut here on a Jason Tatum comeback this season as he recovers from a torn Achilles. Brown is playing like an MVP. How are they doing it all?
Well, just when we all thought that the Celtics was going to hit rock bottom and be tanking for some reason, all of a sudden Joe Mazzulla and the Celtics said everybody keep a cool booty. And we know that Joe Mazzulla is one of the best coaches in the game, but I got to give a whole lot of love to Jaylen Brown right now. He's the best two-way player in the game, getting it done on both ends, averaging almost 30 points, shooting 50% from the field. But the most impressive part about it is not only is he giving people work offensively, he's one of the best defensive players in the league. Second in the league in opponent field goal percentage, and he has taken his game to another level and has shown the world that he's able to carry a franchise. And I got to show some love to Peyton Pritchard and Derek White as well. Both of those guys averaging a career high right now.
It's the culture, and Mazzulla's done a fantastic job. Brown has 20, 30-point games this season, already second most in a season in his career, and we're not at the All-Star break. All right, the second game in our ESPN doubleheader. Lakers visiting the Spurs, second night of their back-to-back. Perk. They won the trap game last night, the Lakers against the Pelicans. How significant is this game for LeBron and Luka?
I mean, I don't care about the Lakers being on a 3-game winning streak, to be honest. It means absolutely nothing to me for the simple fact that they haven't beaten a team that has a 500 record in probably the last 10 games. So they need this win tonight. They need a statement win because the last time they played the Spurs, they got exposed, especially on the perimeter. No Victor Wembanyama, and they just pushed the pace on the Lakers all night long. And so when I look at this team, yes, DeAndre Ayton is going to have his hands full, but is Luka Doncic going to try at least to slide those puppies on the perimeter? Is J.J. Redick going to go with Jared Vanderbilt and Marcus Smart to somewhat contain those big guards and big wings that the Spurs got that love to push the pace and get buckets? So if tonight the Lakers need a statement win.
The beard is clean. The fade is tight. K-Perk, appreciate you. Thank you for joining us.
It's some Beijing, but it's all good, kid.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right. I'm with you, my man. I understand.
I think we can all agree, thank goodness, Victor is back on the floor. After he's returned from injury, he's had a major impact, even in the limited minutes he's played. Over his last 5 games, so that would be since Christmas, he's scored 138 points in 126 minutes. That's just over a point a minute for anyone who is counting. And Brian, you have covered Victor closely. You were literally in the room when he found out that he would be going to San Antonio, and yet somehow he's even exceeded expectations.
Yeah, one of the hardest things to find is a super tall human, right? And then to find someone who's really tall, who's also very skilled at basketball. This is why he is absolutely an alien, as they say. But not only is he super skilled at basketball, he is very, very much invested in San Antonio. Like, it's one thing to say, I want my team to do well. Since the day he got there, he has said, I want to be a part of this community. And it really personifies in what he's done with the Spurs this year and the Jackals, which is just this section of fans that he interviewed the members for. He is the one, you got to pass the test with Victor to get in that fan base. And then he works with them on this post-game thing with the drum where they celebrate victories. It's one thing to get a player to buy into the what you want to do on the court. To get a player of this caliber to buy into how you want to sell yourself to the community, it's truly almost unheard of in the NBA.
Yeah, it feels like Victor checks every single box. And I know we say it all the time, but it's not hyperbole. There's one box, though, that he wants to stop checking, and that's coming off of the bench. He's been on a minutes restriction a lot of the season as he's dealt with various knicks-knacks and injuries. And last night we didn't see him play, let's call it the last 4 minutes of that game, when they really needed him. How long do you expect him to be on this minutes restriction?
Definitely for the next couple of games.
Okay.
Like tonight, I expected him to come off the bench. This would be the 8th time he's come off the bench. And yes, I know that it was annoying everybody last night that for the Spurs that he didn't play the last 4 minutes of the game. They didn't even really want him to play in this game. He kind of like talked his way into going to Memphis to play in this game. And they said, look, you're only going to be able to play 20 minutes. Well, he scored 30 points in those 20 minutes. So I do expect tonight them not to let him run out of minutes. But he's still going to play limited minutes. And this also speaks to his competitiveness. This is a guy who understands that even if I only play 20 minutes, I want to be out there to do it. And so they've got to manage it as well. They've got to manage making sure that they don't run out of time in this game tonight, because the Lakers, pretty much every game they play comes down to clutch time.
Well, and we know that Victor also playing 20 minutes. What is required to play 20 minutes? Oh, yeah, to meet that 65-game minimum if he wants to be eligible.
He's only got 4 left. He could only miss 4 games.
Exactly.
It would have been 3 if he didn't play last night.
And now the counting clock still stays at 4. We know, as you mentioned, they face the Lakers tonight. And everyone remembers, I think J.J.